Some people find the idea of turning 30 really hard, but if you're looking to change career at the same time, you may find that that artificial, arbitrary age value is a stumbling block. Welcome to Career Ending Opportunities. My name is Simon Knapp. Each week here we look for ways to change career and find personal and financial freedom in everything we do. I'm here in New York this week. I'm back in one of my favorite places in the city, which is Washington Square Park. I've never really understood the anxiety around aging and hitting these milestones, 30, 40, 50. For some people though, it does cause a lot of anxiety. That anxiety, coupled with the need or want to change career, can really start to affect your confidence and limit the risks that you're willing to take. Let's talk about why. When you turn 30, you've probably been in your career for almost a decade. If you finished university at 21, or if you didn't go to university and you're like me, you went straight into a job, you've been in a career for 10 plus years. Now, although you've built up experience in your job that you've been in or the areas that you've worked before, you may feel that wanting to change career now after 10 years means that you've wasted all of that time and that you've wasted the effort and just wasted your 20s. Now, some people get anxious for turning 30 because they haven't achieved anything and they're not in a career they love. For me though, I reached 30 as a British Airways first officer. I had achieved quite a lot at that point. So it doesn't matter if you haven't achieved what you want or you've achieved something that is just not your end goal. Hitting 30 is a great point to start looking to change career. Here are 3 reasons that might hold you back when you're looking to change career approaching 30. First one is that you've spent around 10 years in various fields, one field, but you don't want to feel like you've wasted your 20s in your professional development. The next is potentially that you've been working in a field for so long that you have a golden handcuff. You're paid well enough that you don't want to take the risk of starting something new. Easily could have been a factor for me as a British Airways captain. It's, you know, it's not great money, but it's not bad money. And to work my way out of the industry, I have had to take a second job to cover the golden handcuff restraints. Thirdly, when you're in your 20s and you're approaching 30, your social life is still huge. It's still such a, I was going to say a time suck, but it's not, because it's rewarding. It's where you get value and you enjoy time with your friends, with your family. But social life is still huge in your 20s before you start really focusing on, crap, I have to retire at some point and I'm gonna need some savings. Like I say, this is one of my favorite parts of the city, so let's show you around here. When you turn 30, things kind of become a little bit more real. You're aware that you do have to retire at some point, and having retirement savings, a pension, a 401k, if you're American, is really, really important, and it's often something that's overlooked. Now, if you change career at 30, you have 30, 35, maybe even 40 years that you can work in something else, building out your own products or working for another employer and saving for that retirement. There really can't be much worse in your professional life to get to the end of your career and have no savings, nothing for the retirement, and just kind of stuck having to be supported by other people. The second point is that when you are in your 30s, quite regularly people pick up a significant other, and changing career is much, much harder when you have dependents, when you have someone else in your life that you have to balance risk against. Currently, I commute literally halfway around the world, from New York to Beijing, to fund the career change that we need as a family. Now, I mean this in the nicest possible way, but if I were single, I would have quit flying a while back and taken the risk all on my own, because when you just have to fend for yourself, your required income and required security is much lower than having a partner and potentially kids. One thing I really want to say is, if you are approaching 30, you are in the prime of your life. You're at the point where you should be having fun and enjoying pretty much everything you do. If you're dreading Monday morning, if you have that feeling of not wanting to get out of bed and go to the office, or just really unhappy in what you're doing in your 20s, you gotta change. You have so much time to get it wrong and try something new and fail again until you find the thing that you're good at, that you enjoy, and that you can be rewarded for. You see, so many of us feel that by the time we hit 30, just this arbitrary roadblock in life, that we should have everything sussed out, or we should have a stable platform for our lives. And that's just not the case. Gone are the days of getting a job at 18 and staying till 65. There are so many reasons now that your career could be cut short. But whilst your 20s may have you in jobs that you're not happy with, that you don't feel fulfilled in, they may actually open up lots of possibilities going forward. Because your employer right now, your employer today, could be a great way you could leverage them to learn more, to get more skills, more certifications, to develop skills that will be more applicable and potentially more useful when you leave them and find your next big thing. Also, working in different industries is a great way to find problems. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, you obviously need to be solving a problem. Working in different areas throughout your 20s is a great way to identify problems and potentially create products to fix them. So that's been this week's version of Career Ending Opportunities. I hope it's helpful. As always, if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. There's always the notification bell if you choose to do that. I'm going to actually try and get 3 videos out next week, including a tech review of some of the essential tech that I use whilst I'm traveling to maintain productivity whilst on the road. But for now, have a good weekend. I'll speak to you on Monday.